Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with a rambly video. This is like sort of, not really, it's like a news-ish video. It's just kind of on this cool thing that came out. It was about a week ago now. I'm a little bit late because there was a lot of other videos to do within the last week, but I knew I wanted to do a video on this at some point, and since it wasn't necessarily news, I figured I could wait a little bit. But it's really cool. So, Jason Bischoff, who if you don't know, used to work for Power Rangers, the brand, during the Saban Brands era, and then a little bit during Hasbro before he was recently let go. It was like a year ago, it feels like it was a year ago, but it was within the last year-ish, but it was recent. He revealed some information about some of the plans they had for the SPD sequel stuff, or like, you know, sequel story in the comics, which we don't know if this, a version of this might not happen still, or whatever, but let's talk about it because I thought it was super cool and it deserved its own video and I really liked it. So, if you recall, if you read Soul of the Dragon or know about some of the information of Soul of the Dragon, the Tommy Solo story set in the main universe, you know, we intersected with SPD a little bit. We got a little updates on what SPD was doing. Detective Sing, is it Sing Song? Sing Song. The lady from Hyperforce was there in the picture, and we got, you know, JJ's an SPD, Sky's Commander of Earth. We got a little bit of a check-in on the SPD Rangers. And then not long after that, they released this cool image of the new SPD team with Green Ranger JJ with the Dragon Shield, Female Blue from Hyperforce, and then Bridge wearing the Fire Squad uniform that was debuted in Deca Ranger Returns, and we found out that the most exciting thing was that Sky has a new Ranger form that's basically like his Shadow Ranger suit called Deca Ranger, a play on the 10 thing and the fact that they've come from Deca Ranger. So that was really, really cool and exciting, and it led us to assume, by us, especially me, I thought SPD was going to be one of the next comic stories. I'm like, oh, they're doing this, they're obviously going to be working on a solo SPD comic. And then we did Psychopath. I'm like, okay, it's probably on the horizon. And then they're like, time for. So I'm like, no, it's time for SPD. So for whatever reason, they still haven't done it. I'm still hoping it's on the horizon, and I feel like, I'm sorry I spent 2 minutes in this video on a history lesson, but the point is that there was more that was to come from this. So, from what we knew from the picture already, Fire Squad Bridge, which again is based off of the Deca Ranger 1, this was going to be kind of a special upgrade that was based off of Sophie. If you don't remember Sophie, she was the android that had a sweet little story with Bridge early in SPD, and she was going to have been engaged to Bridge, but then died. She ended up becoming this power-up, so she's always with him. And that was really cool, something that probably would not be done in the TV show, but that was a really cool way of taking advantage of and explaining and incorporating the Fire Squad uniform. So that's why Bridge has that different outfit. That's pretty cool. And then you have the Deca Ranger suit, again, which is Sky's essential Shadow Ranger uniform, because if you didn't know, he, like I said, he took over as Commander of Earth, and, you know, he's regional manager, and then you have Kruger, like, as David Wallace, basically. He's overseeing everything, but he kept his suit. So Sky got his own new Ranger suit, which was a Red Ranger-looking armored suit. But this one revealed, or this news revealed that it was going to be a form changer, and it had a red and a blue form, which would have granted him different abilities, which I think is really cool, and I like that for multiple reasons, but mainly because it kind of represents Sky's path and identity as a Ranger, of, you know, him always wanting to become red and then becoming red, but also being blue and then learning to accept that over the series. So that was really cool and unexpected detail. So those are the ones we knew about, but with this little information reveal, we also got a third new Ranger, which was, I believe, his name's Ranger Prime, which is like an inverted color of the Red Ranger uniform. Like, it's basically just the regular SPD red uniform, but with inverted colors. So his primary color is black, and then the secondary is red, and he's got, I think if I remember right, from just looking at it, unless I'm misremembering it, like a red visor, which is really cool. And this would have been Jack, and if you recall from SPD at the end of the series, Jack left SPD to do more humanitarian work with that rich lady, but like in a legal way, and they just mentioned that he would have been rejoining with SPD in some form as part of covert ops, and to like balance the two sides of his life. And I really liked that, because I did like Jack's storyline and ending. I wasn't upset with it, but I was kind of sad he wasn't going to be a part of SPD, because like over the series we saw him, you know, incorporate into SPD so well. So I like the idea of him kind of being like this special operative that they call in every now and then, but he can still do what he wants out in the world, and he gets this cool new Ranger suit for it. And then, you know, they talked about this being the Fire Squad, so maybe this team went on missions together for like special missions that required 3 leader types. Which I thought was really cool. We don't know, maybe he's releasing this because it's now not going to happen. I don't know, maybe some version of it will. I'm still holding out hope we do get an SPD solo adventure after Time Force, like please, like I really want that. And I would love for at least something close to these 3 Rangers to show up in it, because yes, I love the idea of all these, because not only are they cool looking for me, but also I love the story behind all of them. And I really want lightning figures for all of these. I think that would be super cool, especially the Deca Ranger one, and that would bring 2 lightning figures if we did red and blue if they kept the form change. But the other 2 would be super easy to do, because for Ranger Prime, all you need to do is repaint the existing SPD red mold, and then for the Fire Squad one, all you gotta do is put a chest armor on them and then repaint the little Fire Squad morpher. But this was really cool. Thanks a lot to Jason for sharing this. This was really neat. I love hearing about stuff like this. I'd love to always hear more stuff about stuff like this, and I hope that something like this comes to fruition. And it got me thinking about how I would just love to see an update story for like every season of what they did after, whether that would entail new Rangers or new Ranger mantles or not. That would be super cool. But I would love to see, and this is probably a pipe dream, but them to release like one standalone book. Like it's not necessarily a comic, but it's like one of those nerd compendiums, you know, that gives you a bunch of information about stuff. And the whole purpose of the book is to tell you what happened after each Power Rangers series, whether it's in the main continuity or the Boom continuity, and like, you know, did somebody change Ranger mantles? Did they get new powers, new characters? And then just kind of like a mini epilogue summary with some cool Ranger designs. And then maybe down the road they can pick and choose from that and do comic solo stories based off of these. And you know, who knows, maybe we would never get one for Lost Galaxy or Turbo or whatever, but like the book would tell us that, and that would be super cool. Or just tweet it out. Like, I don't know, regardless, I thought this was really cool and it was worth making a video for, because I love SPD and I love the creativity and stuff that comes from evolving the universe with the comics. But what did you guys think of this? Did you think it was some cool information? Would you still like to see the SPD solo comic and see it incorporate some of these ideas? Also, what is the next series you would like to see other than SPD? Would you like to see get a treatment of a post-series story with some potential new Rangers? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. DawesomeRider, signing out.